Hello there guys, and welcome back to another Forza Horizon 4 video on my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be taking you through how you can quickly and easily complete the whole of the summer season of Series 39 and get all the rewards that you're looking for, percentage, etc. I'll tell you how to complete everything: championships, stunts, showcase, Forzathon, etc. You'll find everything on this guide, 100% guide, as I always do every week. So, firstly I just need to say a quick shout out to Stephen and his channel, where he does like PR Stunt and Rivals videos. He's very good at what he does, very talented player. So if you could check him out, he would massively appreciate that. I'm doing a shout out for him each video now because he won the competition I did a few weeks ago, and that was the prize that he chose out of the options that I gave him. So yeah, basically he gets a shout out. So if you could go and watch a couple of his videos, comment on them, I'm sure he'd appreciate the support. And I've told him that he might get a few newcomers as well. I am still trying to catch him on subscribers and views. I think I'm getting him on views, but he gets more subscribers than me. But we'll get there eventually. We're only about 200 behind now, maybe 250, so we will get there eventually. Obviously with Horizon 5 as well, we might get a bit of a boost as well. Talking of Horizon 5, I'm probably going to do a little channel update video in a couple of days. I'm a bit busy this weekend, I'm going away again, but then once I get back, I'll probably try and do a couple of videos. So if you guys want to see any specific videos or type of videos, whether they be things that I can do, things that you join the convoy for, whether we do them on a live stream, give me a few ideas to do before Horizon 5 and I'll try and get them done. And then obviously Horizon 5 will be in November, so then I'll start videos on that. So I'll probably do a little channel update video, or I might just kind of mention it on a video, other video. So yeah, if you get what I mean. Right, so without any further ado then, let's get into the season. So let's get on to the seasonal rewards. So for 50% you'll get the Honda Civic 2018. That's a bit of a coincidence, to be honest, because I was driving that just the other day, did a really cool paint job on it, tuned it, etc, slammed it to the ground. Really cool car actually. So if you want to go and download my design for the Civic, I'd really appreciate it. It's probably my best one yet in terms of creativity, so yeah, I'd appreciate any feedback on that, because I'm not the best at designs, as you may have learned if you've watched me for a while. And then for 80% you'll get the KTM Crossbow GT4, which is of course very good at like speed zones because it's handling, not the great at top speed, and I've never really driven it myself, but I would suggest that you get it because it is quite rare. Whether that's the one that's in the backstage or not, I can't remember, but yeah, I'd still recommend that you get it. With this guide you'll be able to get God, I can't speak again. You'll be able to get stuff done nice and quickly, so hopefully you'll be alright with that. Also then this series, for 50% once again you get a backstage pass, and 80% you'll get the Porsche 356 RSR thingy that we had released a few months ago. Yeah, it's a bit of a strange car actually, but yeah, I'd recommend that you try and get as much of the seasons done to get them prizes. You won't be able to get 50% yet, but you'll be able to get about 40% if you complete Rivals and Ranked Adventure as well, and you won't be able to get anywhere near 80% until winter or spring, but we'll talk about that later. I had a message in my message centre, you'll probably have got it in the news section, that the actual Series 39 update's been delayed until sometime next week. Obviously I didn't watch the Forza Multi live stream, so I didn't know about this, and I've heard people talking about it as well. So whether this is the playlist we're meant to get or not, I don't know, unless this is just a follow-on from the previous playlist, which I believe was Series 9. So whether this is the Series 10 playlist, I don't know. I really don't know, to be honest with you, but if there are any changes and we end up with a different season either sometime this week or next week, that's not the same as this one, I will let you know. But for now I think we're probably going to have this season for most of the week, so I'll still do the guide on it as well. Other rewards then, for the Honda Cup Trial you get yourself the Honda NSXR from 2005. From the Motorcross Purposes Showcase Remix you get yourself a Super Wheel Spin. From the games you'll get yourself a Nissan Fairlady Z from 69, which I do believe is in the auto show, or maybe it isn't, but it's still a really nice car to drift around. 3 stunts as usual, get a Super Wheel Spin for each of them. From Boiling Point you'll get yourself a 2004 Honda Civic, lots of Hondas this season. For the Forest Monsters, you get yourself a VW Beetle Global Rallycross. And then from German Engineering, you get yourself the E92 M3 GTS. Very nice car. I haven't actually driven it yet. I plan on doing a tune for it actually. Let's get on to the monthly rivals then. So for the monthly rivals and the ranked adventure, these can be completed in any of the 4 seasons. So if you do them now in summer, then they'll be completed for each of the other 3 seasons. So you'll start from 21% each season. If you complete them later in the series, it'll add any percentage on that you've missed. So don't worry about completing them this week, because you've got 4 weeks to do it, providing that the playlist doesn't change. But then you'll still have enough time to get it completed. So for now, the monthly rivals is going to be in the Maserati MC12 Corsa version something or other. So we haven't driven this car for a long while. We've had it for a reward, I think, recently. I've never really driven it, but the last time I can remember that we had it in Rivals was absolutely ages ago, because I watched a video that Dubs did on it a few months ago, so yeah. So all you need to do is hop in Rivals and post a clean lap. If it has an exclamation mark next to the lap, you'll have to go around again. That means that it's flagged, and to flag it, it'll probably say that you've flagged the lap either because you've rewound, you've missed a checkpoint and had to be reset, or you've hit something too hard, which is a collision basically. So you just need to be careful. You don't need to beat whatever your rival is. You don't need to post a quick time. Just make sure it's clean, and then you can quit and it'll have it completed. For online adventure then, if you haven't qualified for ranked adventure and it won't let you play it, you need to go up to quick play adventure and play team racing, because in my opinion that's the quickest, or free for all racing. It's completely up to you really. Any of the racing, because the games takes forever. And you can't do custom adventure either, because that doesn't count. You can actually do drift adventure as well, by the way, but I'll talk about that later. So all you need to do is play one of the adventures, and do it until you reach tier 3 in that adventure type. Then it'll unlock ranked adventure, and then you can play one ranked adventure, and then that'll get it completed in the festival playlist. If you have already unlocked ranked adventure and you've done it before, just do the same as always and complete one ranked adventure, and then that'll get it done. And like I said a few seconds ago, drift adventure also counts. I didn't think it did, but last series I did drift adventure and it marked it done. So you can just qualify for tier 3 in drift adventure and then do a ranked drift adventure if that's what you prefer to do. Obviously it'll take longer, but if that's what you want to do, then feel free to do so. Right, let's get on then to the photo challenge. So it's called #PrizedPossession, and you need to take a photo of the new 2020 Ford Shelby GT500. This will get you a super wheel spin and 3%. So just get in the Ford Shelby GT500. I'll show you it now if you don't know which one it is. So head over to Ford. It's this one here. So mine's actually tuned to S1. So you just need to get in that car and then take it wherever you want, whether it be in the city, whether it be by Derwentwater, whether it be in the festival, whether it be on the motorway. It's completely up to you. Just make sure that you've got the car in the picture, and then that will mark it done. So you can be really creative with this one. And if you have got any pictures that you think are worthy of sending to me, send me them on Xbox or Discord. So my Discord is Shylo #3087. You can direct message me on there, or you can send it to me on Xbox and I can have a look at it if you really want me to, if you feel that your photo's really good. So let's move on to the Forzathon then. So it's called Sandgrown Un, and you need to use the 2005 TVR Sagaris to reach 185 mile an hour, 15 yield skills, and win a Goliath Road Racing Series event, and it'll get you 100 or 200 Forzathon points depending whether you own the Lake Lodge house, and it'll also get you 15% towards the summer season. So I made a video on this last night, as I usually do on a Wednesday, so I'll link to it in the end screen so you can go and check that out, or you can go in the seasonal Forzathons playlist as well. So that's how you can complete that one. And then for any daily challenges, as usual, they're really easy, but if for whatever reason you are getting a bit confused, let me know in the comments and I can help you out a bit there. Right, let's move swiftly on to the 3 stunts then, because we are slightly behind schedule, but we should be alright. So, I'll be using the Hoonigan RS 200 for one of them, which is car I'm in now, and then I'll be using the Mosler for the other 2. As usual, the codes for the tunes are in the description, so you can go and check them out. It's all laid out so that you should be able to read it properly, and you can also use the timestamps to get back to this if you want to have another look after. So, danger sign then is called the Great Ridge. It's basically where you go up a massive hill and you yeet off. It can be slightly annoying, but if you get the run up alright, you should be good. So you only need 279 metres, which isn't that much actually. As long as you've got a decent bit of speed and you hit it at the correct angle, you'll be absolutely fine. So I'm using the HIGHLY Skilled purely because it's fast, but it's also got better suspension than the Morsler. Only reason I'm not using the Trail Cat is because I don't know whether it's fast enough, and to be honest, it might lose speed up the hill. But this has got more power and it's faster. So I'm just starting a bit further up the road, and just to kind of show you. So there's the hill right in front of us, not the big one, that's Glen Rannoch, the little one. So we're setting off just from here. I would suggest you put it in manual, because then if you're going up the hill you can shift down, whereas in auto it's a bit dumb and it doesn't shift down. So you just got to try and keep control of the car. I'd make sure rewind was on, because you'll make good use of that, and just try and line it up. So as you can see, I was veering off to the left there, so if you do that, just position your car more to where you need to be, in my case to the right, and then you literally just jump off. I'm hoping that this should be alright. As you can see, you get a decent jump off it. And there you go, 312 metres. So we cleared that by over, well, about 40 metres, 30-40 metres. And that was with a pretty average run up. So yeah, you should be alright with that one. Right, let's move on to the speed trap then. So it's over at the east side of the map by Bamburgh Castle. It's called Bamburgh Dunes, and you need 225 miles an hour. So that's only 5 miles an hour more than the 3-star, so it should be alright. You can go this way if you want and come around the corner and then full throttle it, or you can come from the thatch corner direction and just gun it. So I'm going to go just in between this road and this road. And obviously, I mean, to be fair, the HIGHLY 200 can do it, because the top speed of it is 260 miles an hour with this tune on, because I tuned the gears. But I'm going to use the Morsler because I'll need it for the speed zone as well, and it'll get it done easier. So any car can do this really, as long as it can do 225 miles an hour pretty quickly. You'll be absolutely fine with this one. Traffic can be annoying, but you should be alright. So once again, the code for my Morsler tunes in the description. I use it pretty much every week, so you'll probably know it by now. And obviously you can use my gamertag if you find that easier. It's just for the people that always ask for the code, I mean. So same engine, just going to absolutely gun it. As you can see, acceleration on this Morsler is pretty beastly. Not that the HIGHLY isn't, but yeah, this is just godlike. So as you can see, we've absolutely smashed it. But yeah, 254 miles an hour, so we cleared that by 30 miles an hour again, so pretty ridiculous there. So that shouldn't cause you any problems either. Now we can move on finally to the speed zone, which is over here. It's called Oldweir, or Oldweir, however you pronounce it. And you need 150 miles an hour, so again it's only 5 miles an hour more than usual 3-star objective, so you should be alright. So going this way might seem easier, but then coming round here you can end up going in the ditch. So I'm just going to start from this corner, because then going round the final corner we've got the aid of the bridge if we do seem to need it. The handling on the Morsler is good enough and it's got enough grip, but we should be alright. CCGT is the best car to use for this one in my opinion, or even the IDR if that can carry enough speed through. Cars like that will do fine. So we're just going to hit the speed zone. Like I said, the Morsler's handling is pretty good, so we don't need to brake much. Just ease off the throttle a bit, and then once we know we're around, we can back on the throttle. There you go, 187 miles an hour. So that one's also very easy. So the 3 stunts shouldn't cause you any problems this week, but if by any chance that they do, let me know and I can suggest some more cars and better lines for you if you really need it. Righto then, now we can move on to the championship suggestions. So as always, I've selected 2 or 3 cars that I think will do the best in these championships, and I've put the codes for my tunes in the description. Any others I'll show on screen when we go through them, and then you can just use my gamertag to get them ones. So there's, like I said before, the description's laid out in a nice order so that you can see everything's titled, so you'll know what you're looking at basically. Right, so let's start with the trial then. So the trial is dirt racing this week. It's called Honda Cup, and you need an A-class Honda if you didn't figure that one out. So I've only got 2 cars tuned for this one, but of course there's way more Hondas if you want them. So this is the one that you win for 50% that I was on about, with my lovely design on it. It's also very OP in A class, but my tune's S1 class, so yeah. Okay, so you've got the Honda Baja. Because it's on dirt, it'll probably be alright because it's got really good grip. If it was on road, it would be a bit iffy, but it should be alright there. Lots of horsepower. The launch isn't too good, but once you get going, it's absolutely fine, so don't worry about that one. You've got all these Civics and S2000s and stuff. Then this is actually the car you win, but because it's not that rare, and I've got 3 of them, the GT is the one that's car pass, so it's not in car pass. It's not really that rare. You'll be able to find one on the auction probably. I've created a tune for it, so it's got sport tyres on it, so I couldn't fit race tyres on it. It's got the 6.2 litre V8, so it's got plenty of power, plenty of grip, should do you absolutely fine. And then I've painted it a nice yellowy gold, so yeah, that's nice. So you can download that if you want. You've also got all these others. Of course, you've got the 1974 Civic, which is kind of a bit OP, but this is a pretty bad tune. It's not my tune either. It's one that I downloaded once and it's pretty rubbish. So yeah, I'd probably suggest that you take this if you already have it, but of course you've got the Civics and stuff if you want them as well. Right, let's move on to the games then. Oh, I forgot to say about the trial as well. Obviously you're on a co-op team, so if anybody rams you, just try and keep your anger in until you know that you've won, because if you win the first 2 races, in the 3rd race, if somebody rams you, you can then ram them back, but there's no point ramming them back if it means that they're gonna go off the road and you're gonna lose. And try not to ram yourself. Of course, the AI are a bit weird, and at the start it can be a bit chaotic, but just try not to dive bomb and stuff. Like you saw in the trial I posted the other day, the random was dive bombing everywhere, and that's why we lost 3-0. So yeah, just a little thing about that. Right, the games then is at the quarry. Of course you don't have to win the games, it's team versus team. I've seen way too many times, even after nearly 3 years of this game being up, that people still quit when they're losing. You don't need to quit. You win regardless of finishing 1st or 2nd, so just do not quit. You can always do it again if you're that adamant of winning, but there's no point quitting because you just get no benefit from it and it just ruins the fun. So because of that, you don't need a particularly competitive car, but if you want to have a bit of fun, you want to be in a good car, I've got a few suggestions for you. So you've got A-Class, muscle versus tuner. Right, the easiest way to find out what is muscle versus tuner is to go to any race. So for me, I'm just going to go to the festival circuit, which I believe is about here. Go to the festival, go to any race, enter it, and go to blueprint, and then select the category muscle versus tuner, and then you can see all of the cars that are available and which ones you've got tuned. So here I am here, so I'll show you now. So I'm just using this as an example because I know exactly where it is. So go to solo, create blueprint, and then you're going to go to car type, and no, you're going to go to Horizon Special, and then you're going to go across until you find it. There it is, muscle versus tuner race off. You're going to click that, then you're going to click create blueprint, and then you can click view eligible cars, and then you can see which cars you've got then. So look, for this we need A-Class. So I'm going to scan through and I'm going to see which I've got that are A-Class. Is it actually showing my tunes? I'm not sure. I don't think it's actually showing my tunes. So I know I've got an A-Class tune for this Hoonigan Nova. Not the old one, if that's still around. It's the new one, the most recent one, if you look at the date on it. I also know that I've got... yeah, for some reason it isn't showing the tunes I've got on them. Roshan's got a tune for this one, if you want to download that. That's actually the car you win. I do believe... oh no, I think that's B-Class on that one. What else have I got? Yeah, the problem is that I don't know which ones I've got tuned. Most of them are B-Class, to be honest. I can't lie about that. I think maybe my Mustang might be A-class, but I think it's probably going to be B-class. This one might be A-class, I'm not too sure to be honest. You'll find something, but I know for definite that I've got the Hoonigan Nova, so I'd just say use that one, because it's really cheap, and obviously it'll be good in games. So yeah, you can kind of have a look if you want to. If I find any more info, I'll put it in the comments, but if you don't hear anything, then just try and find the car that you've got tuned for that. As long as it's not rear wheel drive, you should be alright, to be honest. Right, let's move on to the championships then. For the God, I can't speak again. So for the championships, you need to be in at least highly skilled difficulty. So if So if for whatever reason you've lowered it for the Forzathon or for anything else, you need to turn it up to at least highly skilled. I usually drive an unbeatable, but if you're struggling or you want it to make it easier for yourself, lower it only down to highly skilled. Anything below you won't get the prizes, so there's not really much point in doing it. So we'll start with this one then. So this is another dirt racing, boiling point, and you need a B-class retro rally. Right, so we go in the garage, and we'll just go down to the retro rally, which is somewhere near, there it is. Okay then, so you've got the Ford Escort Cosworth. I've got this one with the turbo rally, or I've got a more grippy one, whichever you fancy. I mean, I don't really like that car, but if you want to use it then you can. What else have I got? Oh yes, I've got the Nissan Pulsar. I really like that one because it's good on road and dirt. You've got the Peugeot 205. The Subaru Legacy is really OP in my opinion. You've got the Toyota Celica from 92, then you've also got the Toyota Celica from 94. My favourite's probably the 94 Celica and then the Subaru Legacy. But like I said, the Nissan Pulsar is absolutely godlike on road and dirt, so it's kind of good for dirt racing, scrambles and stuff. But yeah, whichever you want for them, because they're all pretty good, if you ask me. Right, next one. Here. Right, so this one's cross country. It's called Forest Monsters, and surprise, surprise, you need an S1 900 Rally Monster. Yes, again, we have this on cross country. The AI are going to be absolutely mental. You can't control the cars, but at least it's not the trial. It's worse when it's the trial. At least you can rewind and everything else gets put back as well. That's the only benefit to it. So you've got this one. The Ford Capri FE can be a bit twitchy, especially on cross country, so it's alright for dirt, but I wouldn't suggest using it for cross country. The Fiesta RS has got a really low top speed, but it's good on handling, so that should be alright, not too crazy. You've got the Hoonigan RS 200. In this case it's tuned by Was News, so I'll pop that in the description for you, as well as the share code, just so you remember. So the tune's not by me, I only have an S2 and an X-Class one. So that's obviously the OP option, but it's cross country, so whether the Hoonigan can cope is another question. What else have we got? Oh yes, so we've got the Hoonigan Escort Cosworth. I quite like that car actually. Got the MG Metro. I'm probably going to be taking the Opel Manta myself, just because of the rally suspension, so it's going to be good at absorbing the jumps and stuff. And I've got an S1 tune for that actually as well. But like I said, the Opel Manta is probably going to be the best, or one of these Hoonigans, or the Fiesta RS, if you want to make it easy for yourself. Right, okay then, finally for the championships you have this one, probably my favourite out of the three. So road racing, German engineering, S1 German cars. So I'm going to filter it now to country, and then go to Germany, and then put S1 on, just so because otherwise there'll be way too many cars. Right, let's go all the way back to the beginning. Right, okay, so what have we got then that's actually decent enough to race? So I'm just skipping through now. And the BMW 1 Series M is a very good car. That's a car I used to use a lot when I was fairly new to the game, when I started creating decent tunes, so that's quite good. What else have we got? The BMW M4, which we found out in the competition stream doesn't turn that well. You've got the M4 GTS. One of them's my tune, one of them's Dobra's tune. I think that one's my tune and that one's Dobber's tune, but I couldn't really tell you because they're pretty much the same. I guess I'll have to find that out for myself. What else have we got? I swear I've got a tune for the Cayman actually. You've got that one, which is more of a cruising tune. Same can be said for these. That one seems to be a bit twitchy at the rear end when I last used it, so I'm yet to update that tune. This one's Dobber's tune, really good actually. This one's more of a straight line, but it will be equally as good. It's just endless when you've got countries. This one as well. There's the Cayman, quite good. You got the Opel again, the Mercedes Benz. It's pretty much what you want because there's loads of cars to choose, and just make sure you're comfortable in what you're using is all I say. Right, and then finally, let's not forget about it, you've got the Showcase Remix. So it's in the, I think, Fiesta GRC, or it might be the Nomad, and you've got to race the bikes. Pretty much just trying to control the car and beat the bike at the end who tends to try and ram you so that you can't win. But again, highly skilled or above for that one. And then once again, finally before we end, the Forzathon Shop, you've got the Koenigsegg Jesko, quite a good investment actually for 600 Forzathon points. Then the Lexus ISF, also a good investment for 400 Forzathon points. I would definitely pay that over the millions you could spend for them in the auction. Regarding the super wheel spins and normal wheel spins, they still seem to be very expensive. 100 for a normal wheel spin, 300 for a super wheel spin. Not quite sure what's happened there, but sure. And then you've got these if you want to waste any points on them. For the backstage, so last week, as you can see, the CCX won, much to my disappointment. This week you got the Aston Martin DBS, which has been in the vote about 5 times now, versus the VW Gaia. I'm going to be voting for the Aston because it's never won before, as you can see, and it's also the better car, pretty clearly the better car. And then finally, for the Super7, if anybody still plays it, you've got the Ferrari 250 GTO. Not much to be said about that. Waste of time, in my opinion. Right, that is it guys. Sorry for the very long video, but I hope I've explained it a bit better than usual. It seemed to me that I had. So yeah, hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, I massively appreciate it if you could like the video, subscribe to the channel and turn notifications on. That would massively help me out, and it'd also help you get notified when we post or do live streams. Like I said, let me know in the comments any questions you've got, other comments you've got, or any suggestions for videos to do for Horizon 5. And then I'll see you whenever I post another video, probably a channel update or something like that. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!